has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On first down, Rodgers. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And 22 more yards there and another first down.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The Packers at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've got a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
On 2nd and 10, Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 23.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his 2nd interception.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Early on, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Second and 10, Howell. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one good for 26 and a first down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Here we go, set.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Those defense for the Packers, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was popped free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Okay, ready?
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Here's Howell. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. It's early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play on it.
By the way, where did the Grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, you know, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
All right, back to football. So here we go, 4th down, Howell. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. It's a gain of 35.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
Hey, take 26, come out!
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this 1st quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Rodgers now on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. We're scoreless after 1. Back for the 2nd quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. From the gun, it's Rodgers. That is caught inside the 5. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them to attack right here on this play.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great effort there. His 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Packers post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they were stopped on 4th down, had a drive stalled out. We'll see how they respond this go-around.
I'm eager to see what their mindset is, because moving the ball, feeling good, and then that abrupt stop on 4th down, do they go back to the bench and go, oh, boy, they've got something for...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Had 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. They'll get this complete to Calvin Austin. And it's a Packers touchdown. Calvin Austin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And Johnson's extra point up and good. And it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
On 2nd and 9, Powell. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Powell throwing on 3rd down here.
He's going to let it go again. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Quay Walker. And the Packers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. And Charles, you know, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you're trying to force plays, right? You try and get all back.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. A interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll throw this one away. But I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
He'll look to throw it. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
First down, how to throw.
This is Smith with a grab. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there.
His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are back within a score.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From the 6.
And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback.
Slot man moves right. Now Rodgers. He finds Watson. It's caught. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Yeah, 300. 26.
And again, it's Rodgers. That's taken in by Watson. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Rodgers finding Watson for the Packer first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
I know a lot of defensive coaches have certain guys on their squad that they look to as drive stoppers. Guys who can make big plays, interceptions, knock it free. In this case, they didn't need one. The offense supplied it for them, just dropping the ball.
Yeah, and that was after they were doing so well on this drive through the air. They go to the ground, doesn't work. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
From the 31, Powell. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Powell trying to pick it up on 3rd.
And that will be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. Rodgers now on 1st down. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. He finds his target, Ebron. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
To throw is Rodgers. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That goes for a gain of 31.
That's a well-thrown ball right there. This is where arm strength pays off because he's got to be able to get the ball both downfield and to the sideline, and that's one of the more difficult throws for a quarterback, and he put it right where it needed to be.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Touchdown, Packers!
Romeo Doubs.
A 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Packers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. And Johnson's extra point up and good.
And it's now 21-7. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores.
And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
And Howe will throw it.
Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. They get a good chunk of that penalty yardage back. A gain of 15. 2nd down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Now Howe. He'll fire it deep for Rager.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And the slot man goes in motion left. A final shot before half for Rodgers.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
Wait a second, they declined the penalty?
I'm as puzzled as you are, partner. I don't understand how any time you lose possession of the ball, yet you turn down a penalty that would give you possession back. Now let's make this simple. Anyone who plays the game, take the football. Always take the football.
The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Steps away, and his throw is incomplete.
I'm sure there was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
To throw again on second down. Powell. He finds his man, complete. It's Townsend.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
They should put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
From the gun, he'll handle it.
And he lost the football. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
So it's kind of more of the same offensively. This was a team needing to come out in this third quarter with a little fire. Instead, they put the ball on the ground.
And you know that has to be the discussion at halftime because they're down 2 scores. We got to come out with a little bit more urgency than we had in the first half. Now that urgency falls on their defense because they can't fall down 3 scores and hope to come back and win this game.
Hey, take 26. Jump out. Inside. Box it, box it, box it.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw brought in by Watson. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
Rodgers going to throw.
Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. that time.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the third quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for second and goal.
Yeah, this. 26. Number 50. Hey, you block over here. 10-30.
Throwing is Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal.
Rodgers now to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8.
Caleb Evans in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down. Johnson's kick is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for it.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
2nd and 10, Howell.
Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Howell throwing on 1st down here. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Howell dancing to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. That's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, They're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Howell throwing on third down here.
Being chased out left.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by Quay Walker. And the Packers are going to get it back here just past the 35. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. Touchdown, Packers! Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers.
That's caught inside the 20.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll throw on first down. Here's Howell.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
And the Packers are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the grammar police come after me, I think it's exclamation points, not mark, right?
You're asking me? Seriously?
Yeah, you're smarter than me. Everybody knows that.
Listen, I go with what you say, my man.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And so there he goes, right side. He's at the 40, the 20. Touchdown, Packers.
Well, Charles, just impressive in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the 4th quarter.
I know it seems like something we shouldn't do because the scoreboard does tell it all. But let's set it aside for a moment. This game was absolutely memorable with how they played it. Really terrific effort. Really well executed. Congratulations to them.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Howell, another throw on second down. He gets it complete to Jackson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 27 yards there, a first down. Another throw for Howell. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. To throw again on second down. Howell. And this one is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
Howell from the gun. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Howell now to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. Second down, Howell back to pass. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is down to 24. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. But they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided.
He's got a man complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Johnson for the extra point try. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Now, Charles, remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
The Vikings on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Steps away to his left.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning.
Fourth down, Howell, desperation time.
Flush to his right. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Rodgers looking to throw.
This is caught. It's Christian Watson.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent.
Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop.
Lopsided affair finally coming to an end, and really no shortage of big plays for us to examine, partner, on offense or on defense for this team. They were so well-rounded in this one.
They certainly were, and how about the day those defenders had, though? How many takeaways did they have? I quit counting after a while. They were clearly the better team, and their defensive effort, it led the way.
So for Green Bay, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals.